Hey, welcome back to, this is like the 17th time I've done this intro. Hey, welcome back to Hayes' World of Math. Right now we're going through some AP stats. We're wrapping up chapter 4. We're going to talk about basically why we do stats. Can we make conclusions that we think we can from what we're seeing? So this one right here is talking about music while you're studying. And so, you know, it's very popular. Kids always have their earphones in, earbuds in, want to listen to music while I'm teaching class, while they're working on things. Does it have an effect? So some people are claiming that it helps them improve their GPA. We're going to talk about different studies to see exactly what the impacts of those will be. So first of all, here are 4 proposed studies for investigation of the day. Suppose we found that the mean GPA of students who listen to music is significantly lower than the mean GPA of the students who didn't listen to music. What conclusions can we make, and can we generalize that, and can we determine a causation? Generalization means, can we go bigger than what the study covered? And causation obviously also means that, you know, in this case, listening to music actually caused the GPA to go down. All right. So in the first study, we've got, get all the students in your stats class to participate in a study, and then ask them whether or not they wish, or the study with the music on, and then divide them into 2 groups based upon their answer to that question. So the key points here are, it's the students in your stats class and the fact that you're asking them whether or not they study with music on. Okay. So first 2 questions that we talk about here is this a random sample? And then is there a random assignment? Because again, remember, those are part of the keys of making an experiment, right? So down here, there is no random sample. You're just taking all the kids in your stats class. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just those people who are there. So it's kind of more of a convenient sample. And then over here, you're asking them whether or not they study. So that's not a random assignment. You're just dividing them into the 2 groups. Do you listen to music? Do you not listen to music? So then the question becomes, for that conclusion, is that for the students of that class, there is a correlation between listening to music while studying and a lower GPA. So that means that we can't do anything about the students for the school, and we can't do anything in terms of if there's a cause. Okay, there's just a correlation. That's it. Okay, and it's just for those people in that class. So you can't go bigger than that population. You can't go out to the entire population. It's just the stats class. And for those kids who listen to music, we know that they drop GPA, their GPA drops. We don't know that if it's because of the music, but that's just what happens. All right. So the second one happens this. We're going to select a random sample of students from the school. So again, hey, random sample of students from your school. So that's a good sign. Ask them whether or not to study with the music on, and then divide them into 2 groups based on their answer. So we definitely have the random sample then, but we don't have the random assignment. You're picking kids at random about stuff. Sorry, something was going to bother me there. So the question is, how does this affect things? So what ends up happening if you're doing basically a survey of random people for all the students from your school? So you are able to, all the students from our school. Okay, so you are able to take this out to the population. Okay, there is a correlation between listening to music and studying, while studying and getting a lower GPA. You're not sure that that's the cause of it, but you know that there's definitely a link. So it might be worth more investigation from there. All right. 2 more. Because again, we have 2 choices, right? So you can have yes and yes, yes and no, no and yes, yes and no and no. Okay. So get all the students in your stats class, students in your stats class, to participate in a study. Randomly assign half of the students to listen to the music for studying while for the entire semester, and the remaining half abstain from listening to music while studying. So this obviously doesn't have the random sample, but it does have the random assignment. So now, do you think that this is going to be able to go out to the school at large? What happened before? No random sample, no assignment, students in the class, no correlation. Okay. Here, the random sample allowed us to take it from the bigger school. The random assignment said it was correlation. So in this case here, for the students in our class, listening to music caused the lower GPA. So we're starting to see, notice here, Random samples allow us to say, generalize it out to the population. Random assignment allows us to give us a cause. Because again, now there's no, because again, your groups are going to be somewhat the same. It's going to be more homogeneous. Last one, select the random sample of students from your school to participate in a study. Randomly assign half the students. Wait, hold on. Random sample students from your school. Randomly assign students to listen to music for an entire semester and the other half to abstain. So we have both the random sample and the random assignment. So that means that we can, in fact, go through and say for the students at our school, not students in general, because we're only talking about that school. For the students at our school, listening to music while studying caused the lower GPA. So let's just kind of go through and recap this a little bit, okay? So for number one, where we didn't have any random sample and no random assignment, there's no inference about the population. Or cause. Causation. Okay, so you can't even, you're just talking about the people who you surveyed. That's it. That's all that's good for. For number two, where we had a random sample and we had no random assignment though, you can make the inference about the population. We kind of talked about that. So you can just say, well, you know, there seems to be something here. This is going on. I can't say it's because of this. However, there is a link in this case between lower GPA or listening to music while you're studying and lower GPAs. The third one, you can make an inference about the causation. Anytime you give random assignment, causation. Anytime you give random assignments, then that means that there is a cause, because again, there's not going to be, you're taking away some of those influences that might be happening. Because obviously, if you're doing stuff in a stats class, the kids might really like math, the kids might be high achieving. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things that a whole bunch of kids in an AP stats class would go through. And then for the last one, you can do inference of about both. So, Now, the hard part is, and I think I've alluded to this causation about this before, is that obviously sometimes you can't do these because of ethics reasons. And we're going to talk about that when we formalize this. So go ahead and click on the link at the end. I've been kind of putting them back in that upper corner for you guys. Oops, I made this window smaller. Up in that upper corner for you guys so you can easily find it. There's also a link down below. If you have any questions, please go ahead. Ask them below, shoot me an email. We'll see you soon.